Do we got ourselves a late night episode again or what? Actually, we do. According to my $8 watch, who, let's be honest, he wears it like 9, but it is quite late into the evening hours. Or early into the AM hours, who's to say for sure? And I know a lot of you are going, Tristan, again, why? Surely it must be inconvenient to try and maintain such youthful and vibrant energy at this hour. And to that I say, fear not, fret not, friends, for I have a plan, a plot, a ploy. This is a little game called Spot It, okay? And I got this for 2 reasons. 1, I couldn't find an energy drink. And 2, I suck at it, okay? This is a competitive game of I Spy, basically, if you're not familiar. And if you're not familiar, we'll get familiar, all right? The object of the game is twofold. Twos and jokers are wild, and anything over a face card, 15 points. No, it's actually, here, top-down view, up, down, down. Dude, it'd be so sick if I had a piano. Also, sorry about that. Jeez, all the time with this money. But basically, it's just a stupid little game of I Spy that you play against somebody. It's a one-on-one, and you try to match an object to the playing pile. Now, I am awful. I get creamed every single time I try to play it. When you're sitting here and you're doing it, you just look at it and you go, oh, spider, spider, bam, easy as that. But every time I try to play against somebody, I get in this competitive drive of panic and I can't see clearly. So I'm thinking that if I try and put the pressure on myself with you, we just hit the top-down camera and see how many I can get in 5 to 60 seconds, that'll force my brain to go into competitive overdrive, laser focus and concentration. We're going to have ourselves a beautiful little episode. So I'm going to give myself 5 to 40 minutes and see if I can get a bunch of these. Ready? Go. Freaking clover. Car. Sunshine, sunshine, sunshine. There's a dog. There's a light. You know what? We'll probably do this some other time. Let's just go to the intro. Dude, what a waste of time for getting a sky cam just for that. But that's what we did. We had fun. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Full Circus. My name is Tristan Sartoris. Happy to be here with you guys today. Okay, ecstatic to be here. To be here, overjoyed to be here. In case you're wondering where and why and what, I'm just electrified to be. It's here with you, okay? And let me tell you, it has been a quest today. I have been on a quest, an adventure of small errands. When I woke up this morning, I said, today is going to be an expedition of small errands specifically, all right? Now, they say in the theater there are no small parts. Every part has its place, and I wanted to feel that way about errands, but I was wrong. There are no small errands. Every errand is daunting, and it just feels so heavy, no matter how actually small it is. I had to put a sock about 3 feet into the hamper. It takes 4 seconds, right? I couldn't do it. I don't know why. In my head, I'm like, okay, so if I do that, that's going to lead to this, and this is going to lead to that, and if I can think about that, then I got to go back and do this one thing. Oh, maybe it's easier to just not even start. And I didn't, and it took me forever. I am proud to say I completed all these small errands, but no matter how many times you tell yourself, it's going to be a small errand day, it's going to be a small errand day, everything is a huge errand day. Any errand is a huge errand. And it was rough, man. It was rough. I don't know why. Just that little tiny thing just feels like, oh, I'm going to become the guy who just only puts laundry into the hamper from now on and trying to mix the spoons and put the sheets on the bed. What am I going to do? It just feels like Sisyphus pushing socks up a hill. And I couldn't bring myself to it. Wasted so much time, dude. I mean, really, from the moment I opened my eyes at the crack of noon, I set out on this destiny and this journey, and I could not make it happen. And that's the reason it's so late, guys, is because it took me forever to go, yeah, you know. So we're doing it now. Another one that was a huge waste of time is, I'm pointing to nowhere because you can't even see it. I put some black poster board in the back of one of these Looney Tunes posters, and that was disappointing to say the least, because that was very time consuming. And as soon as I framed up this little shot to get the show going, it's not even in there. It's terrible. It hurts. One that actually was very important to me that I did manage to get done was curtains. I needed some new curtains. We just put in some new windows here, and I came to find that my curtains did not cover all the said windows, which isn't, the worst thing, I guess, normally. But at nighttime, when there's some light shining because I'm up late, you can very clearly and plainly see right into it. And also, I take advantage of my home sometimes. I'm sitting around, not butt naked, but pretty close to it. And sometimes I happen to poop with the door open. I don't know why. Maybe I'm thinking in case there's an intruder, he's going to walk in. And what's more intimidating than a guy on a throne, okay? He's on his literal and figurative throne saying, "Not today. Turn around. This is not the house you want to rob." And you could argue, sure, you're vulnerable. But there is nothing more menacing than a guy on the can staring you down, okay? Because it's hard to get a drop on a guy who's already putting drops, guy. So I had to sort of retcon that because I stare right down into the curtain. So if someone were to walk by, should have closed the door. But I was like, man, I'm going to get curtains soon. But I can't really mess up the routine, the schedule. I'm used to having my feet out the door. I don't know, man. It was troubling. So I was able to get some new curtains and sort of take care of that. It also helps because I'm doing my door dashing. And you can't have this sweet moniker of Big Judas and then have them come to drop off the food, and you see this stupid little Italian boy picking his nose, waiting for his French fries. That's not Big Judas. Big Judas is a strong mofo, dude. Just a big Russian guy in a wife beater that's too small and sweaty, gross, sweat shorts, okay? And it's slimy and bad. That's Big Judas. Big Judas. And he's wearing shades inside because he's that hungry, okay? What is the correlation? Doesn't matter, but you get the picture. And I can't ruin that. I cannot ruin the imagery for the Dashers. They go, "I'm dropping myself a Big Judas. I'm going to drop off for Big Judas." And they see me like, I can't, So I refuse to do that to people. Actually, speaking of DoorDash, did you guys see, this was a pretty recent headline where there was a lady who is door dashing. She's dropping food off for people. And when she takes the little photo of the food at the doorstep, she's putting her feet in the photo to try and garner more tips. I guess it is to get more money out of customers, and it's unfortunately working. There's some sick freaks out there who they see a woman's foot, their toes, and they go, "Oh, how about 5 stars? Here's an extra $15, okay?" Now, even if I had money to spare, if I see your dog's bare feet, not even a sock on it, no stars, okay? You might as well put your ball sack on my screen at that point. That is so gross. If I see your crusty, dirty, slimy piggies crawling up the side of my biggie bag, I'm done. I can't. I'm switching to Uber Eats. That's horrible. Oh, it's so gross, man. I saw that. Now, he was freaking out. I had to throw my phone, and I couldn't believe that it's working. People are getting more money. How? What's wrong? What's the matter with you? Put a sock on it. That's all I could say, dude. Would you like to give your Dasher a review? Yeah, I would like to direct you to the sandal section, okay? These are the ones that you can wear socks with, all right? If you want to have a little bit of flow, fine. But you gotta cover it, even a little bit. All right, and I've always said, if you don't live within 30 minutes to a body of water, you wrap it up, okay? So it kind of messed up my day even before I thought about dashing. I just couldn't even get to it, dude. Not that I'm allowed to dash regardless. I put myself on another ban, all right? The Cavaliers won again. They're currently up 3-2. Not that it's too important for people who care about sports. You should already be plugged in, but they're up 3-2 in the series against Detroit. You're welcome, all right? I was on a 2-week DoorDash ban, and I brought it back around. It was close. They were falling down. I said, "Lord, I'll give it another 2 days." And they got close, and they started slipping again. I said, "All right, God, I see you. I see your 2 days, and I raise you 3 days, okay? Because sometimes you got to be playing blackjack. You got to be playing poker. You got to be playing Texas Hold'em. I don't go gambling for real. I only gamble with the Lord because I'm a saint. But I was able to pull it off, and I was able to get the Cavs another win, so you're welcome for that. But Luckily, I can avoid people putting their feet on my screen for just a little bit. I might never come back to DoorDash if I know that that's out there, okay? I mean, what a jump scare. Terrified. Imagine how excited you are to see food. Hey, your food's here. Oh boy, yippee. And then I see someone's feet. Oh, keep it. Throw it away. Oh, disgusting. Hate it. I will say what's nice about being on this little DoorDash ban is it's forcing me to get to some of my groceries that I just wouldn't have regardless. And it's nice. Okay, it's nice. I didn't realize I had so much fruit and broccoli, cheddar. Sometimes the both. It's a great mix, but I've just been eating stuff out of the fridge, making food. What am I, a chef now? So it's a whole process right now, but it's good. I was really thinking about getting lean before I got those new curtains. It's like, if people are going to be peering in, okay, I better be. Like, don't get me wrong. I can look pretty good before the fourth biggie bag. Like, I walk in and you go, he's in decent shape. And the cliff is so steep for me, man. And it's tough. So for a minute there, I was like, if I don't get curtains, it's either get curtains or get in shape. You know, one of the two. I think I could get over with somebody seeing me stare down the barrel of my curtains while I'm on the throne of freaking winning. But if they see me gut out with freaking French fries in my chest hair, that's I won't let that slide. Okay, so I was willing to get in shape, but I got curtains, so that's off the table. What else did I have on my little errand list? Not much. I had it's like a lick and stick, but not. I don't know what you call it. Just peel away. I don't know why I'm licking and sticking everything. Pause. But I had just a little dry erase board that you can put on the cabinets, and I was really thrilled about that because I thought in my kitchen, now that I'm making food, I'm probably gonna have all these ideas and thoughts and things as I walk by and dry erase board. I'm putting stuff down, right? Boink. I just I don't have any thoughts or ideas. I got that thing on there and I went nothing. Steam just seized up, and that was a bummer. But you know what? I got the errands out of the way. There was a few more for sure. You know, bluffing, not well. I told you guys I don't gamble. I don't play any real poker. But I just in case those don't sound impressive and you're like, those sound relatively simple, then I'm just gonna say there was a lot more. There was, trust me, the errands that I had to do, they were insurmountable. And it's so big I don't want to waste your time getting to them. They're so but it really was just those couple, and it took me a while. Anyways. So what's going on out in the world right now? I've been really stoked on regular show. The cartoon is back. Go out there, support animation because we love hand-drawn animation. We love a tale. We love cartoons and people being passionate about things and making things because they love them. And this is a show that you can tell the people who work on it, they really love it. Okay. It's also the best thing about animation is you don't age out of it. All right. The show's been off for, I guess, nearly a decade, I believe. And you can just walk right back in. And it's like seeing old friends again that you haven't, and you pick right up where you left off. And you're like, hey, remember that one thing? You're like, I remember the one thing. Oh, we remember the one thing. And then you're off to the races, and it's beautiful. And that's what cartoons are like. So go out there and watch regular show. It is really good. And they got the wonderful humor, and it's just as special and fantasticular as ever. A show that's not as fantacular as ever. I'm trying to use words. You know what? That's the power of letters, is that I got them. I could do whatever I want with them. Fantacular. And it's up for you to figure it out. But a show that is not fantasticular is The Boys, dude. I'm not good at judging shows, okay? And I feel like I just have such an open palette. I don't know if you can even describe it as a palette because every color is on it. I tend to like and enjoy most things. And people try and make me feel bad about that. And they go, well, you're not really a good critic. You're not really a good judge. You don't really know. I can't really take your opinion because you like every song. You like every show. You like every movie. You like every this. You like every that. You know what? Yeah. All right? And I'm tired of acting like that's a problem. I'm overjoyed with enthusiasm for things. But that being said, to go to the boys. It feels like the complete opposite of that whole, this is someone who cares about the thing that they do. This show is so bonkersly bad. Like, they're just steering hard into crude graphic and sexual stuff, which is what the show was originally, but with a interesting story, I thought. And it had a successful comic and I believe animation run. And I thought they already had the story worked out, you know? Like, the writing already should have been there, but they've been delayed for about 3 or 4 years. I have no idea, and I don't like when people try and make the fans feel stupid and go, you don't understand how much talent and effort it takes to make this, okay? We're crafting something special, all right? And then it's just some naked guy for 7 episodes. You're like, wow, it took you years to come up with this? My DoorDasher could have had that in 5 minutes. Okay, so I don't know why. Like, just it just sucks. You know what? And I don't want to critique him too hard. It might just be the ending. I think people just don't know how to end a show. I think people just don't know how to end a project in general. So to go back to the animation and feel bad for things getting canceled, you go, oh, that was a good show. It was so great. It might just be better for shows to get canceled because no one knows how to land the plane and ride smoothly off. It's always. Sometimes it's better like, you know what, we're just going to stay up here. We're just going to stay in the flight. Let's not land it. Let's not try and mess with it. Let's just off the air. Just, you don't even see it anymore. Where's it at? Boop, boop, poof, gone. Sonar, not picking it up. So it's really interesting. And I don't know why nobody warned me about this. People who read the comic and like, don't worry, that's really great. It's really cool. It's really, really interesting. So what else has been going on this past weekend? Outside of all these errands. I had Mother's Day, which is nice to get a little present. It's easy to shop for my mom because she's so appreciative of literally everything. I got her like a $30 bowl or a pan. And don't get me wrong, it was on the sly, and it was cool because I saw in a different Facebook group that I'm not even supposed to be in, that I saw that she was requesting something, but she didn't want to pay full price for it, so I bought it. And I got it for her, and she's like, oh my gosh, you're the best. And I was like, yeah, but you know what? It's nice that you know that. And you know what? It's just, I love getting people presents. I will say it's difficult because I love giving gifts, and I want them to be meaningful. And I try my best to pay attention to people and understand what either you need or what you've said you've wanted, or just something that I'm like this is you, okay? But not everybody has the full palette that I do. Sometimes they only got a color or two. Some people only have half a color, okay? And I gotta try and fit and hit the mark right on that thing. And it can get a little daunting, especially the more people that you get in your life, dude. You got to be careful how many friends you get, all right? Because then all of a sudden you start not only shopping more. I'm sure as a parent, you're probably like, golly, they're coming home with more friends. How's he doing at school? Yeah, he's really popular. He's making lots of friends. And now you got to go to every birthday party and get them a birthday cake. Golly. Again with the friends? Wasn't 5 enough? Is that enough friends? All right? Oh, my God. Look at June and July, we're going to be bankrupt. All these kids, you know, like I'm sure as a parent, that's probably a whole other ordeal. But when getting presents, it's not about the money for your friends. It's just like, I want it to be special. And I always think about that. So I'm grateful that my mom was enjoying that. But we're going right into birthday section, birthday town, and everybody's got birthdays of the like. And I got to lock in, dude. Okay. I'm going to pay attention, and I'm going to be, you know, I'm not even going to just ask you straight up. I'm just going to be. So to all the friends who listen to this, drop your hints. All right, drop your hints, because rest assured, your boy pays attention, and I'll catch it. And at the very worst case, you know, I'll just get something like, you know what, this made me think of you. And if that doesn't make you cry, you know, then pretend, all right? Because I thought that was sentimental. I thought that was beautiful. Thought that was sweet. Speaking of sweet things, boom, handshot. Speaking of sweet things, on one of my last DoorDash runs, I had gotten both Diet Coke and regular Coke, because everybody talks about how sweet and not sweet something is, and you can taste the aspartame. And I was like, you know what? Let me test my palate, okay? Can my palate, in food at least, be able to discern what is diet and what is not? And I had these two things, and I'm drinking, and I was like, whew, that's Coke. And I drank another one. I went, that's Coke. And I went, that's Diet Coke. Drank another one. That's Diet. I had no idea. I couldn't figure it out. And here's the problem. As many friends you have, you got to make sure that they're around when you try to do a food test where it doesn't say on the freaking bottle. So now I'm just drinking 2 Diet Cokes, 2 actual Cokes, 1 of each. I have no clue. I thought I ordered one, but they both taste the same, and I can't tell the difference, okay? And there was no way to, like, confirm my suspicions. I go, yeah, it's just, okay, a cup. I have no idea. So I sat there, embarrassed, running a taste test by myself, and it was troubling. It was troubling for sure. Sometimes you're going to fail, okay? Sometimes you're just going to, you're not going to shine your brightest. Speaking of that, real quick, I tried to do an Eminem impression recently for somebody, which was funny because someone was watching the show and they keyed me up to do it. And we were playing D&D, and, by the way, D&D rocks, okay? And I could talk for 5 million hours on that. It's so much fun, and I'd love to be in a whole freaking playset area and do hand cam, and I can just sort of mess around, and we try to figure out, where you're playing. You're basically at a playground, an imaginary playground, and it's the best thing. And it sucks that we do have to spend like the first hour or so like remembering how to play, and that's a bit unfortunate because I don't want to waste anyone's time, and I don't want them. I have to ask so many questions. Okay, I'm like, okay, so what's the thing, and how do I do this, and what do I do this? So I'm ecstatic to get back to that. But I was out doing that, and she queued me up, and she was like, you do a great Eminem impression. And I was like, oh, thank you. And it's not the greatest, okay? But it's just one of the several noises that I make. And and then she had me do it for the table. And I forget what the song I did. Now we're going to rock this house until we knock it down, so turn the volume loud. And it was one of those. And the lady, she was expecting the candy Eminem impression. Now, don't get me wrong. I've done several bad impressions. I've had people look at me with disgust and annoyance and go, that's not correct at all. That's wrong. It's bad, and all the like, okay? And, I've had a few too many of those glances, quite honestly. But never in my life have I had somebody look at me with the amount of confusion that this girl did. Because she was expecting, I don't know, the guy who goes, please silence your phones, like the movie's about to start, like the actual candy M&Ms. And then, imagine trying to see freaking peanut M&M and go, no, I'm going to rock this house. And it looked like I was speaking in tongues, rapping in tongues. It looks like, I don't even know what it looked like, but it looked like I can't even explain to you the face that I saw looking back at me. And the only thing I can say is that I made that face later on when I tried to discern it was a Diet Coke or regular Coke, and I went, huh? And that was another fail that I took. Got to work on those. And you know what? Maybe that's a testament. If it was a great impression, I don't think if she heard Eminem actually rapping, she'd go, is that the candy? I think you put two and together. So I got to get better at the impression for real. What other L's did I take, dude? I went to go play golf twice. I gotta tell you, man, you can train, you can watch all the videos, you can go to the golfing range, but nothing prepares you for that first tee shot when you're out there and you're glad-handing all your boys. Well, guys, it's good, better day on the course than out in the office. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have some fun today. The driver's feeling loose today, is it not? Oh, me, I'm going forward, I'm going forward, and you're hyping everybody up, and it's a good time. And you tee that sucker up. The sun's shining bright. There's a cart of guys behind you as well, and the whole stadium. Top it, and it goes 4 feet. Yikes, dude. Is that one of the most brutal feelings when you try and remember the state of being that you were in, of all these other shots that you've been taking in the practices and the thoughts and the mental reps prior? Out the window it went. Terrible. It was so bad. It was so embarrassing. And I did that twice. I played twice, and I did the same thing. I drove all the way to Columbus for that. With these gas prices, I drove down to see Drew, and we're having that same big moment. He hasn't played either. His goes further than mine. I don't know what it is. It's a pressure thing. Kind of like that stupid I Spot Eye, whatever that game's called. I don't even know, okay? Clearly, I wasn't paying enough attention. I suck at it. I can't even read the font right. But whatever that is, the pressure just becomes too big. I seize up in the moment, all right? And I fumble and I foil. And it was rough. And then I was like a redemption round. We went out with the family like the day after, and my dad just got cleared. He just had back surgery. And he's like, I think I'm allowed to swing a club, and I'm going to get out there and we're going to play a little nine, just see how it goes. And, it's not going to go far. I'm not going to do great, but it's just going to feel good to be out there with my boys. And he smoked me. Absolutely torched me. Char-broiled, dude. I got beat by a guy who rolled out of bed. Out of the hospital. He might as well have been on a stretcher. He just freaking fresh back surgery. It's all twist. It's all motion. It's all the fluidity that goes into a sport. He should be way worse. And he killed me. I got decimated. If you get beat by a patient, you quit. That's how it is. But I'll never quit. I'll never quit getting back up there. It was embarrassing, though, that same, and I hit a ball this close to about 4 different cars. Blink, blink, blink. I hit about 90 degrees, went straight for the parking lot. Other guys, they're running out to check on their cars, and they're holding the ball. This yours. I'm like, friggin', you can keep it. Hoping I didn't hit anything. But yeah, my dad is, you know what? Whether he's recovered or not, he is a good golfer. So it's not too bad, but I can't let that happen. I mean, I'm going to get beat by him regardless, but I at least got to play better. And I blame my shoulder, man. I blame my shoulder. It was feeling better after this whole snowboarding incident, but I've been hitting the batting cages because he's an athlete. And, going there in the middle of the night, there's no pressure, okay? And I've always said, I've got the clutch gene. I play better under pressure. And I think what I don't play good under is good vibes. I think that's my problem, all right? And that's probably the reason I choked at the stupid eye spotter game, whatever, color matchers, whatever it is. When I'm in a good mood, I'm having a good time, and I'm vibing out, I play my worst. I need to be in a completely competitive zone and just being me in an absolute flow state. And that's what I went to go do at the batting cages, all right? And I'm swinging for the frickin' fences, and I'm having a time. But I got a bit too excited, and I re-tore my shoulder, and I can't, get it over there anymore, and that sucks. That's unfortunate, but I gotta tell you, the batting cages are pretty slick. They're pretty sweet, okay? Just hitting dingers, trying to swing for the fences, home runs. It's so much fun, and you're alone there, and everyone's like, Tristan, don't go, it's dangerous, it's scary out there. Guys, don't worry. You're safe, you're locked away, okay? I mean, it would suck if I got hit in the head with a ball, 90 mile an hour. And no one comes to find you till noon the next day, and you're like, I was trying to hit home runs, I got beat by my dad in golf. But I've just been having a blast with that. I will say, I went to I've been trying a few of these different 24-hour batting cages, and one of them across town, by the way, going into it is sketchy. I will give you that, okay? Like, once you're inside, you're completely safe. They're locked in. Nobody can get in unless they have a membership. But driving there, spooky, okay? I went at about 2 a.m., and I'm already taking a back road, okay? And the GPS is sort of cutting out and phasing, and all of a sudden it gives me a left turn. It's like, there's no left turn there, but I stop and I sort of, get on, so you got to shovel the weeds out of the way. Like, has anyone used this road in a while? So I'm on a back road, and I go on to an even backer road, and I take this thing deep, dark in the woods where no one can see you. And I find a trailer park where surely only drug deals and shootings must go on. Like, it looks visualized in your head the worst place, and this is that. And I was like, this can't be right. Like, I've made enough mistakes. I take enough L's. I've got to be in the wrong here. And I see, like, on a little paper banner, it says the Hit Warehouse. I go, well, that's the spot. Gosh dang it. And I go in, and sure enough, it's beautiful and sweet. But getting there, I was like, if I'm going to die, I at least got to beat my dad in golf once. But anyways, it was cool, and just hitting balls for hours on end. That's all I've been doing every night, all night. And it's so sweet, dude. It's so sweet. And you're complete peace of mind. Except, I will say, one of the batting cages I went to, everything was fine and everything was chill for a while, but about 20 minutes into it, there was somebody walking upstairs for sure. Where's the upstairs? I have no idea. Okay, like I said, middle of nowhere. I couldn't get back to this place if I wanted to. It's like the the Bermuda Triangle. It's just law. Like I don't. My phone just generated a random address. I got there. It was a dream. Really, could have been. It was so late. I got the injuries to prove it though. But I was walking around, and all of a sudden I hear footsteps above me, and I don't know if it was Santa Claus because I don't remember being a second story. But then it's creaking, and I think somebody might legit live there and run batting cages out. Or there was a squatter. Was there somebody in the attic? I have no clue. If there was, I feel a little bad because how often are people showing up at 2 a.m. freaking hitting dingers? And every time I hit one, too, I'm like, home run, home run. Even if it goes into the dirt, I go, home run, just in case someone's listening, just in case there's a ghost there and he's blind. If I get any like blind ghosts around me, I want them to know that I'm a superstar, okay? Because if I'm facing off with my dad and they hear me golf and they're like, did that go far? And I go, yes, it was home run, it went really far. So just in case there's people that can only hear, or spirits that can only hear me at the batting cages, I yell home run every time. Can you imagine doing that in a game? Home run! And sometimes you get beamed because you're celebrating for too long, but I'm also just living a complete fantasy. I'm like challenging the pitches. That was ball. You're blind, ref. What are you blind? I'm kicking dirt on him. And it's a whole time. But I don't, that guy or the girl or ghost must have been very upset that I was just sitting there hitting balls and screaming into the abyss because I think there's someone upstairs. I need to get back there to check. Can you pipe down? So home run. It's cool though. It's cool. I don't know though. I don't know if I did. You know, honestly, I've been hearing people above me too, and there's not a second story here as well. I mean, there's an attic, but I don't know if. Hello? Home run! Just in case, you know, if they can't see and like, dang, he's hitting dingers down there. You better believe it. All right. Maybe there is. Maybe I have intruders. Maybe I have somebody waiting just to, you know, get their hands on me. But you can't sneak up on a guy who poops with the door open. And that's one to grow on, if there is any moral of the story. But really, dude, I would look. We got nunchucks, we got swords on the ready, dude. It kind of would be so cool if somebody did break in and you had a moment. You're like, stop right there, and you're like, what the freak? You're awake? I'm like, I never sleep. I was about to go to the batting cages, and I pull out the bat. And I'm like, home run. He's like, you didn't even swing it yet, and I win. And I scare him out. He goes, and he's like, was that door always open? I was like, I was gonna poop, you know. So it would be nice, dude. I get like if anybody broke in, I'm ready, dude. Literally, I'm ready, and I sleep like a ninja, dude. And I don't know how ninjas sleep, but I have to imagine it's like this, you know, like I'm just straight crane kicking all the time. Popping out of bed, crane kick. Wake up in the morning, crane kick. Before my feet hit the ground and I brush my teeth, crane kick. But man, I have fun here. But yeah, it'd be nice to just freaking smoke a guy, dude. Try break in. I bet you can't. I mean, I bet you can, but I bet you can't get anything. All right, you could try. And I'm ready. What a story would we have? What a story it would be to have. Yes, somebody dropped on me and I crane kicked him. He dropped on me and you were pooping with the door open? Heck yeah. And it paid off. We always made fun of you because you pooped with the door open, but look, you know what? Maybe I should be pooping. And yeah. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'll be ready. And you know what? Maybe, God forbid, like, dude, if I'll knock him out. But if it's like a cutie, if she drops out from the freaking ceiling, I go, get out of here. And then she's like, oh, you know, I didn't mean to. And I'm like, well, maybe I could change her. Okay. And maybe we, like, you know, cause even Jesus hung out with the criminals. I'm like, that's wrong. You shouldn't break into people's homes. And then I'm like, what do you want to get dinner? I have a lot of groceries I got to get to. She's like, can you DoorDash? I'm like, not for a few days. Let me make sure the calves one. And she's like, all right, I'm just going to go to the bathroom. She's like, can you close the door? I was like, what's the matter with you? Get out. Because if she can't put up with the pooping with the door open, the ODDP, open door dumping policy, then you can't be in my life at all. And that's the moral of the story. Home run! Bang! That's a full circle for the Full Circus, guys. It's been a bit late. It's been a bit fun, but I have to bid you adieu because there are not only big errands, but there are small errands to take care of, and there are no small errands, as we've said. I will see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for hanging out with me, and we will have a blast. If only I could move that frame just a little bit lower so you could be like, oh, there's black poster board there. He must have spent a lot of time. And I did. But you just got to trust. You just got to trust. All right, guys. I love you to itty bitty pieces. You're the best. Even you. You sicko. Okay? You're still the best. But keep your feet out of the DoorDash photos. That sort of debauchery will not be allowed in my house. And I will see you guys in the next one. I love you. I said it again because I mean it, okay? Not because I lost my train of thought or my sentence structure. I said it twice because I meant it. And I'll say it again. I love you.